It's
And
not
actually-
being used as elder care facility at the
No,
moment.
and that's also a part of the issue is that this is just totally out of scale. And the other issue is that this property is currently being used as a residential tenancy. There's a tenant there right now. So what is he going to do with this rent-controlled tenant who's subject to the LA Housing Department? Is this going to be? I don't know. I mean, that's something that they're going to have to prove. I don't know what they're going to do. That's their burden. Their burden is to show in the affirmative. There's actually the 14.3.1 is actually, it actively prohibits the granting of any approval, and Mr. Chernow is actually incorrect to say that there is some, or to infer or imply that there is some automatic approval to allow something like this. They still need to make those affirmative showings. Each and every single one with substantial evidence. Each and every single one needs to be shown with substantial evidence, and there certainly is none of that here. There's no demonstration of any citywide demand. That's what specifically is required by the zoning, by 14.3.1. There's been no measure, there's been no systematic measure. In fact, Mr. Chernow references that there's some sort of precedential or binding effect by Mr. Tokunaga's decision. There is no such binding precedent. The zoning administrator is required to take each case on a case-by-case basis, which I'm sure you're well aware of. But there's no citywide demand. There is no showing that there's any citywide demand. The evidence that he is submitting is largely conjectural, speculative, and also anecdotal, really. No doubt, Alzheimer's is a horrible disease. I acknowledge that. But they still need to show and carry their burden to prove each and every one of those 6 findings, and they haven't done that. Citywide demand is not demonstrated. In fact, there's another decision by another zoning administrator, which I cited in my letter, that actually said the city actually doesn't keep track of the demand for these types of housing. And in fact, I've actually contacted some of the elder care facilities that specialize in Alzheimer's folks in our neighborhood, like the Astoria. They have vacancies right now. They have vacancies. So where's the need? Where's the demand? Where is the direct evidence that shows the demand? And that has not been carried by, that burden has not been carried or demonstrated by the applicant here. The other issue is, this property is clearly out of scale. 15,200 square feet, which this applicant has sworn under penalty of perjury on their application is what they are seeking, is clearly out of scale with the other properties in the neighborhood. There are issues regarding the fact that this necessarily and inevitably will attract and draw increased levels of activity. I don't think that this applicant can honestly say that there's going to be no change in any activity or level of use in this neighborhood as a result of granting this application. You can't honestly say that. 18 beds also is not residential as a matter of law. Health and Safety Code 1569.85 specifically says that any residence that is 6 or fewer is residential, not more. If it's more than 6, the inference is that this is a business run for profit. It is not residential. It is not a family dwelling. 1569.85. So what they are requesting is totally opposite to California law. They are asking for 18 beds, which is far beyond the 12. As a matter of law, this application just needs to be denied on that grounds alone. I'm gonna just concede the mic over to some other folks who are going to be talking about the parking and traffic issues, but really there is nothing that this applicant, they're going to be, they keep on talking about, the needs of their prospective residents, which I think is it's very benevolent, but it's also very speculative, I think, to say that. But this applicant stands to lose nothing as a result of the denial of this application, because it is effectively using the property as it is, subject to the existing zoning regulations. So where's the unnecessary hardship? They fail at the first and the very first affirmative finding, which they have abjectly failed to demonstrate in their application. So thank you very much. I fervently request that this zoning administrator please deny this application, and thank you for your time.
Very good, thank you. Okay.